Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Sorry, I am running a little bit late. We had all kinds of problems connecting Zoom to the Facebook Live group, and of course, what I really like to do is just go live directly. I haven't quite been able to the last couple of days download the video. And so Zoom is the only way I'm going to be able to download the video. So we'll be able to put it on YouTube and other places. So that being said, I don't want to belabor the point. Once again, I'm sorry that I'm running late, and we will just kind of go here without further ado. Now, what we're doing is called the 30-day video reseller challenge. And this is really designed to give you a what I believe to be a firm foundation. And you can sell anything, what we're going to be talking about here in this challenge. And we're going to be doing this for about 5 minutes every day. It seems like it took 30 minutes to get to 5 minutes. But let's do let's do a course overview today. And this will probably be done in 2 parts. I think that we'll probably only get to the first part of the overview today. And so what we're doing is we're developing deep roots for you to be paid for whatever it is that you're doing. And so the thing that we're trying to build is going to be a platform, obviously. And if you have a platform, it really doesn't matter. Now, if you're selling to consumers, typically you're probably not necessarily going to need a platform, although it helps. Now, if you're selling to people who are going to be in business, you're going to be selling to people who are going to be looking for you as a resource, then you're definitely going to be able to use what we're going to be talking about here in order to kind of set yourself as an authority in whatever your sub niche is going to be. And so we are talking about developing deep roots in a market. And when you develop those kinds of deep roots in a market, what you're doing is you're developing a connection, and you're pretty much setting yourself up to be a destination, so that when people find you, what they're going to be able to do is they're then going to be able to join you and what it is that you have to offer. And any information market, right, you've got to have multiple ways for people to get something that you have. And that's whether or not you're going to be offering multiple things, or people have multiple channels where they can get the information that you have to offer. And that's what we're going to be doing here. And we're going to be creating those alternatives. Now, you're not going to use every channel, and you're not going to use every level of product for your customer, but you do want to be able to do multiple levels, and you want to put it in multiple places so that people can get to you and people can get that same information. And so what you want to do is you want to have people to have different windows into what you do, into what you're talking about. Whatever is your emphasis, you want to give people different windows into that. And when possible, what you really want to have is for them to have different formats to purchase their information. That's what we're talking about. So, in some cases, they're going to be able to get a physical book. Some cases are going to be able to get an information product. Some cases they're going to be able to get a Kindle book. Some cases are going to be able to hear what you're talking about in a podcast series. Some people are going to hear it in a video series, free or paid. You want to have different formats for people to purchase and get the information that you have. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to have lots or too many idea or products, right? And this is typically what happens to people. In order to build the product snowball, one of the ways in which you do that is you continually reinvent what you have so that different people can experience it, rather than recreating the wheel over and over again. When you do this, what you're doing is developing deep roots in the marketplace. And so you are trying to affect, you're affecting people with the problem you know how to solve at a very deep level. And what you're also doing is the equivalent of creating what you're not doing, right? What you are not doing is you are not doing the equivalent of creating a Hollywood production on a regular basis. And so you're not going back over and over again, starting with a brand new idea, bringing it from the ground up, launching it and relaunching it, marketing it and remarketing it, looking for affiliates, looking for other places. What we're doing is we're taking one idea and we're exhausting that idea before we move over to another idea. And when you have those deep roots, all you're really working on are a few assets that you can build up and tweak over time, right? Instead of having lots of assets that you never quite finish and that you never quite build up over time and find new audience for them. Of course, you can continually use the launch model if you want to, right? But you just have to know that's not a deep-rooted strategy. You've got to continually come back to the well, and you've got to continually launch in order to sustain what it is you're doing. And what you want to begin doing is taking your best ideas, testing them and developing them, and let those ideas help people. And then what we're doing then is we want to make them available in different formats and then at all levels. Now, I've been talking about over the last couple of weeks, and I hope that you have had the chance to read the book, Perennial Seller. And if you haven't, highly suggest that you go and get that book and that you read through it. It's by Ryan Holiday. You can get it from Amazon, you can get it on Audible, but this is a key book in where we are right now in information marketing, because what we're talking about here is developing deep roots in the marketplace, and he really does expand on this. So again, if you haven't picked up this book, I would highly suggest that you do that. And inside of this book, he talks about comedian Kevin Hart. And I have no love or hate for Kevin Hart. I don't even watch comedians. I'm not even sure if I fully know what his routine is, but his example is going to be important to us, because these are the kinds of routes we want to develop, even though we're not going to be doing the very same thing that he's doing. Now, Kevin Hart, as I understand, is kind of known for the same kind of hustle as is in the same way that Kobe Bryant was known for the work ethic, right? So this is kind of the known commodity that you have with Kevin Hart. He really does hustle what he has. And some people honestly feel as if he may not even be as great of a comedian, but he really does hustle to get his brand, to get his platform built. Now, early on, around about 2010, he really could not get his TV or movie career to really take off the way he felt like it should. And so what he decided to do, and I think this is instructive and it's important, he decided then to go on tour to small clubs in cities where he had no following. So he took the same routine, he developed that same routine, but he took that routine to places where they hadn't heard of him and they didn't care about him, so he could refine it for those people. And then what he would do is on every chair at all of these venues, he would have his people put a card on the chair that says, Kevin Hart wants to know who you are. Right now, I mean, obviously you're not going to be using a business card, but I think you're going to get the point. Now, here's what's important about this. He did this for 4 years. So his list and his platform didn't just happen. It wasn't an accident. This is something that he did for 4 years. Now, all of this is going to be inside a Perennial Seller. And I may not be doing it justice. Again, I really hope that you'll read Perennial Seller, because it's very important to understand this idea of building a platform and how we're going to do this in order to develop the deep roots so that we can sell what we have without having to recreate the wheel over and over and over again, as opposed to finding new audiences. And years later, right, here's what's really important about this whole idea of having a platform. Sony then had to pay him for access to its platform. Instead of him kind of giving it over, kind of glad that Sony would put him in a movie, what he said was that, well, yeah, if you want access to my followers, then there's going to be a cost to that. And when you have that kind of following and those kind of deep roots, you can command that from at whatever level that you are. And this is what we're talking about doing, developing as deep roots as you can. And so this is when you've got something awesome. I assume if you've already got something awesome. And so what you want to do now is you want to start to develop these kinds of deep roots into your business so that you can just transfer into different markets and touch the lives of different people. Okay, so we're gonna stop right here. I'm gonna pick it up tomorrow. We're gonna do part 2 of the overview. So if this has been helpful to you in any way, I'm gonna ask you to do me a favor. I'm gonna ask you to go to the plrshow.com/shout and give us a shout out if this has been helpful to you in any way. If you've gotten some new insight, if this is something that you feel like you're going to use, please go over there and just kind of give us a shout out, and that would be helpful to us. Also, make sure you're subscribed to us at the plrshow.com. We talk about PLR every day. In particular, we talk about things that don't get talked about a lot, which is PLR video and how you can use it in your business and how you can use it to grow what it is you're doing. Today, we're looking at some funnel building software that has resale rights. You can get that at theplrshow.com/FS CRTCH, right? It's funnel building software. And again, it's got resale rights as well as, the IM newsletter. And so this is kind of an interesting PLR offer if you have an audience that really requires that you send them out high quality copy, high quality looking things, and you can do that on a regular basis by using this kind of PLR. Lastly, there is a video editing software we've been talking about. That video editing software closes out today. You can get it at theplrshow.com. There is a demo where I did a demo. You can pick that. You can go and look at that demo there and get the software, or you can just look at the video editing software here at this link. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you very much. That's it for today. We will pick it up hopefully tomorrow with the second part of the overview. And with that, thanks, everybody. Have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow. Take care.